They say if someone you love cheats on you, there's a 350% chance that they'll do it again. I'd agree with that. I had multiple love affairs the first 10 years of my marriage. Until that day, I was upstairs in my master bedroom with my lover, and I was ready to go at it. Until I heard my husband coming up those stairs, and the door was unlocked. I had 2 seconds to literally leap across the room to lock that door. I fell on the floor in the process, but I locked it. And at that moment, I realized I had a problem. But I've got to come clean with you. My love affair that day was not a man. It wasn't a woman. My shame-filled love affair that day was a pint of Haagen-Dazs ice cream, mint chocolate chip with rainbow sprinkles. That was the day that I was able to own who I was. I was a food addict. I literally, for 10 years, would put food in my purse and hide and eat in my closet. And that day, I said, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to have weight loss surgery. And the very next day, it took me calling 18 different offices before I found Sherrine, a front office coordinator who, if you ask me, she was in the miracle-making business. Everyone else, I'd call the office, they'd put me on hold, never come back. Not Sherrine. She didn't make me feel as if I owed her something for sharing my story. In fact, in one high-flamed conversation, she convinced me to do the impossible, to hop on a plane with my husband and my 6-year-old in tow, fly all the way 1,000 miles to Oklahoma to have risky weight loss surgery, and I did it fearlessly. And today, I stand here 115 pounds lighter because of that front office coordinator. And so today, to my front office coordinators, I'm going to teach you a very similar process using a process I created that will help you to heighten your level of communication. So not only will your patients show up, they'll feel empowered to say yes. And I'm going to teach you this 4-step process using the acronym R.E.A.L, R-E-A-L. So let's start with R. R stands for reassuring a patient. Sherrine did this very quickly. The only thing she had to say was my name. That was it. It was how she said it. So when you answer the phone, you can do the same thing. Master the art of inflection, making your voice rise and fall, creating emphasis on certain words to send a message to your patients of power, authority, and certainty. The next step in R.E.A.L is E, which stands for establish a kindred connection. So Sherrine did this pretty easily. In a matter of moments, I was able to picture the thinner version of myself running on a field. It was just a lot of grass there. I saw myself running. And I was over 250 pounds, so to see myself running was a beautiful thing. But I did it. So I'm going to share with you, I'm going to call Larry. Let's call Larry. I'm going to show you how sometimes we have to make patients dig deeper. Larry, share with me, when you get out of that denture, what is the first thing you're going to do? Well, I really want a big, juicy steak. I'm going to take my wife out to dinner. A steak, Larry? I don't believe that. Why? You just told me you have been in a denture for 20 years, and you and your wife sleep in separate rooms. There has got to be something else you want to do. Well, I haven't been intimate with my wife. Now we're talking. That's where the yes is. Larry will spend $50,000 to be intimate and cozy up with his wife. I don't know if he's going to spend $50,000 on a steak. He may, but I doubt it. You ever have a patient that says, the first thing I'm going to do when I get my implants is I'm going to bite into an apple. And then the doctors are trying to sell a $25,000 apple. Why do we do that? No, Doctors, we have to help our patients dream. Ask that patient, what do you really, really, really want? 3 reallys. That's what it takes. By the time patients come up to your office, they are done dreaming. They don't know how to dream anymore. They've already told themselves they're not worth it. It's up to us to help them dream bigger. That leads me to the A in R.E.A.L, which stands for assess. Assess a potential roadblock. So for me, my roadblock, I was not going to fly to Oklahoma unless there were a couple of days close to a holiday so I could build that in. And so Sherrine said to me, she said, Sherrine, perfect. We can have your surgery 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Now, the food addict in me was focusing on the fact I wasn't going to have turkey. That was my thing. And she said, no, Sherrine, don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. Even if you have to make a turkey milkshake, you're going to have surgery that day. And I said, okay, fine. I'll do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Mary. Let's handle Mary's roadblock. Mary, now I know you don't want to drive an hour, but why don't we do this? I'm going to schedule your consultation and your records exam that day. So if you decide you want to move forward, we can do that. Now, what did I do there? I handled her roadblock, but now your doctors are going to love you because I've already planted the seed for Mary to have her consult and to potentially move forward that same day, and she hasn't even put the key in the ignition. Sometimes we have to think ahead, future focus for our patients. Make it easy for them. And then that leads me to the last step in L, which is lead, leading powerfully. So this is how Sherrine led me. So she said, Sherrine, we've got your surgery date. Now, all you have to do is lose 40 pounds before you arrive. 40 pounds, I said. If I could lose 40 pounds of my own, I wouldn't be flying all the way out to Oklahoma. And she said, that's what it takes. So guess what I did? I lost it. I wasn't turning back. My default future was this. I wanted to be here. That was where she was taking me. So let's call Larry back. Poor Larry. And I'm going to lead him. Larry, so you're coming for your consultation. Here's what I recommend that we do. Remember that statement. It's a powerful statement. I need you to bring your wife that day. This is a life-changing appointment. Bring her, and then perhaps we'll go ahead and get you ready, get your medical clearance and everything ready for surgery. What I did there was I led him. And in dentistry, we believe that leading is pushy. No, your patients don't know what to do. They are counting on us to help them. Lead powerfully, and your patients will follow. Ladies and gentlemen, on Monday morning, you will have a decision to make. Will you continue to do what you've always done because that's what you know? Or will you be willing to do something daringly different? Even if it feels uncomfortable, will you lean into that uncomfortableness? I believe front office coordinators, you may not feel like you have power, but you do. Sherrine had power. I've been looking for Sherrine for 13 years to share with her how my life has changed. Forget about the weight loss. I've created a business off of what she did for me. And I believe front office coordinators, you have that power. It just needs to be unleashed. I love what Howard Thurman says. He says, do not be silent. There is no limit to the power that may be released through you. And that's what you've got. Right here, right now, there are patients out there in the universe typing, looking for you. They don't know your name. They don't know your office, but they don't care. Will you make it easy for them to be found? And on Monday morning, when that phone rings, will you see it as an interruption and think, oh, God? Or will you learn to love that sound and run to that phone and say, I better get that. There's a life on the other line that's waiting for me, and if I don't answer it, it won't happen. And you never know. On Monday morning, you may talk to a patient. You actually might try this 4-step process, and that patient might just say yes. And 13 years from Monday, that patient might be standing on a stage just like this, sharing with the world how their life will never, ever be the same again. And it was because one person made that transformation possible. And the person who they will be talking about is you. Thank you.
Wow.